Hello, and welcome to the DSO Hygienist Podcast. I'm your host, Christine Deal. I'm a practicing clinical hygienist and dental hygiene instructor with over 30 years of experience. I am an advocate for dental hygienists working in the DSO space. This podcast is an invaluable resource for dental hygienists aiming to excel in their roles and for other dental professionals seeking a deeper understanding of the opportunities and intricacies within the DSO environment. Whether you want to refine your skills, stay up to date on industry innovations, or find inspiration in your career journey, the DSO Hygienist offers practical advice and meaningful perspective. On today's episode, Jennifer Turner. As CEO of Hygiene Headquarters, Inc., Jennifer has transformed countless dental practices, achieving substantial growth through expertly navigating change and implementing clinical systems while achieving optimal patient care. Jennifer Turner is a two-time recipient of the North American Dr. Bicuspid Award in the Educator category, and she was named one of the top most influential healthcare leaders to watch in 2022. Globally, her impact is undeniable. Jennifer is renowned for her leadership, professionalism, and unmatched expertise in dental hygiene. Her illustrious career includes key roles such as Vice President of Dental Hygiene Operations at 123 Dentist, Director of Dental Hygiene Programs at dentalcorp, Past President at the College of Dental Hygienists of Ontario, Director of Dental Hygiene Practice at the Canadian Dental Hygienists Association, and is an award-winning Dental Hygiene Professor. Her dynamic speaking engagements leave audiences inspired and captivated. Jennifer Turner is a trailblazer poised to propel any dental practice to new heights of success and innovation. I'd like to welcome Jennifer Turner to the show today. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me, Christine.
So we're just going to get right started. You're starting your own business, Hygiene Headquarters. That was undoubtedly a really brave move. Can you share what inspired you to take that leap?
I sure can. Thank you for asking. So like many of us, we've had, a variety of roles from clinical practice to education. I spent almost a decade in DSO, and I really learned what was working well. And then what were some areas that, if I could do this myself, what would I change? How would I empower differently? And I came up with my business, Hygiene Headquarters Incorporated, because it is my passion and I love everything and anything dental hygiene related. So I am often asked, what is Hygiene Headquarters? So Hygiene Headquarters is going to have a few lanes in the business. So number one is coaching and training. That's what I know how to do best. I want to take care of dental hygienists to make sure they have quality instruments, that systems are in place, that their workflows work the best for them. And we can't be fooled. It is always and forever going to be healthcare first, followed by a business. So for my dentist friends, of course, we want to empower our team to be aligned and, we're profitable so that we can continue to support dental hygienists, offer optimal patient care, and grow together.
Love that. So you are up in Canada. Now, how is it going to make a difference here in North America?
Well, I am really excited because the dental community inside North America, from dental hygienists to office managers, dentists, incredible individuals inside the DSO space, companies have all been reaching out to me, and they want to support Hygiene Headquarters and have it become a North American company. So I am launching and starting here in Canada because that's what I do know the best, but I will be bringing it throughout the United States as well. And I'm really super excited about it because we have so many passionate dental hygienists and dentists out there that really want support and help.
Yeah, love that. You have held some of the top leadership positions in the Canadian dental hygiene. What key lessons have you learned from these positions and the impact on dental hygienists?
Sure. So the key lessons that I have learned is if we do nothing, nothing will change. So although some of these positions have been intimidating, maybe a little scary, if every one of us sat back and did nothing, the profession wouldn't evolve. And so one of the positions I had was a regulatory position, and my closest friends in dental hygiene said, it's career suicide if you take that position. And I lied awake in bed. Of course, I listen, but you make your own decision. And I thought, no, I have to give it a shot and see if I can help evolve. And it was one of my biggest lessons because it was outside of my comfort zone. And a lot of us as dental hygienists stay in our comfort zone because we're scared about what if versus what we know. So I can share as well, I am a Gemini, so I thrive on change. I love it, but each one of us can make a difference in our profession in our own way. So making that jump when you're scared to do it is exactly when you should.
Now, what exactly is the regulatory position?
Sure. So just like for our friends in the United States watching, it is your state. So we have a College of Dental Hygienists of Ontario. They regulate our profession. In Ontario, we have a registration. In the US, you have a license to practice dental hygiene. It's that board college that regulates the profession. So that is where I was president and chief governance officer, and it was outside of what I normally knew from clinical dental hygiene to education or writing articles. It was bylaws and like standards of practice. And it wasn't things that you really get excited about, although I do now, but I wasn't before. And so well, it doesn't have to be something like that. Maybe you want to, learn to be a coach, or you want to work for a company and get into sales. So whatever it is, if you're thinking about it, have the courage to go ahead and find a mentor and see what it's about and go do it.
Yes, definitely your best growth is out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it's not easy, Christine, but it's like it's pretty rewarding and pretty awesome. And then you always know the answer. If you should have done it, you go do it. And if you didn't do it, then you never know, right?
Right. So if you could go back in time and speak to your younger self and give yourself some advice, what would that be?
Ooh, I love this one. So I think we are our own worst critic, and we're hardest on ourselves. So if I go back to being a new grad, I wasn't great out of the get-go. It took me like a good year to a year and a half to really understand and be good at my craft. And so I think that we just need to go be a little easier on ourselves. If you wake up every day as a good person and you're trying to take care of others, and when you go to sleep at night, you have a clear mind, clear heart that you did the best you can. We can't become perfectionists at everything right away, nor do we want to be an expert in everything. So my piece of advice to myself would be proud of who you are at that time. And hindsight is always 20/20. When we look back, we have all the answers, but in that time, we're doing the very best that we can. So go easy on yourself. And that's what I still say to myself now as my business is formulating and growing.
Yeah.
Like Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So you have to just be kind to yourself.
Yeah. And I think I just did the strengths, and you've got to work with your strengths and really embrace that. And we all have to get over that imposter syndrome, let's face it.
I agree. I love when practices do like the strength finder test and they figure out who is great at this and, oh, you're great at that. I'm not so great at that. And your team becomes even stronger.
Yeah, and I think it's great for people to know that, because I did not know some of my strengths, and when I found them out, I was like, wow, that is me. That's what I'm, awesome. That's what I'm good at.
That's awesome.
So looking back, what was the most fulfilling part of your career, and how do you envision continuing to make a meaningful impact in the dental hygiene profession?
Thank you. Well, the most empowering part of my career, honestly and truly, is having light bulb moments. So it started when I was teaching dental hygiene, and having a light bulb moment when someone didn't believe that they were good enough, that they could get this, they could pass the board exam, and you saw an aha moment or a light bulb moment because maybe you've explained something 4 or 5 times in a variety of ways, and you really helped a dental hygienist know that it's okay, and they got it. So my passion is helping others, serving others. That's what I love to do. So I hope that I can continue in some capacity through Hygiene Headquarters. I'm going to have a mentorship program for new graduates 2 years and under. There's so many questions we have, and sometimes inside the practice we don't feel comfortable to ask someone, how about this or how about that? So I want to create that safe space for new light bulb moments and just to continue on that lifelong learning so that we can help each other and be better together.
Yeah, and I'm so glad there's so much more of that today than when I came out. So
me too.
Yeah, that's great that you're doing that. So invaluable.
Thank you.
What advice would you give to dental professionals who aspire to transition from clinical roles to alternative career paths in dental hygiene?
This is great, Christine. Yesterday I had a great conversation, and so I had a dental hygienist who had 20 years experience, and she's an amazing clinician, and she wanted to know what roles are out there for her. And so my best tips are, one, do you go to local meetings, dental hygiene societies? One, you need to network. You need to surround yourself with individuals who are doing better or something different than you so that you can really get involved and make new friends. And then I always ask, do you go to state or provincial association meetings, or do you go to national things where you can get yourself in a room full of like-minded people that are open to conversations? So that's step one. Step two is we have to be realistic on our expectations of what we want to go to. If you're looking for, a director of sales in hygiene, whether it's, an instrument company, yet you've never sold anything in your life, well, we have to gain those skills. If you want to get into business, what extra courses have you taken to help you understand some of these aspects? So I'm not Debbie Downer, but I have to bring that realistic approach to happy to have conversations with anyone that wants to build, because part of me is a networker. I know what's out there. I know what people are looking for. And so you have to be really realistic with yourself and decide, what does your future life, what do you want to create? And then we can have a chat on how are you going to get there.
Yeah, that's great advice. Yeah, Thank you. Conferences, networking, and finding somebody to mentor you through that process is also awesome. And speaking of mentorship, who has been the most influential mentor in your career?
It's an awesome question, and the answer is fast and furious in my mind. So she is a Canadian dental hygienist, and her name is Joanne Jones, and she is very well known across North America. Her major topic that she has spoken about for decades is oral cancer. And so she's had some very heartbreaking stories in her own family. But when I was young, a younger dental hygienist, Joanne saw something in me that nobody else saw. And she took me under her wing to say, I think you would be an amazing presenter. And I thought, me? What are you talking about? So she planned the first speaking event for us together at a dental hygiene company in Oakville called RDHU. And I was sick to my stomach before that speaking event. We partnered on it together. And the best piece of advice she ever gave me was, it's not about me. It's always about your audience. So whether I've been in front of a room of 10 people speaking or 2,000 dental hygienists, dentists, team members, every time before I go out on the stage, it's not about me. It's always about them. What a gift that they're giving their time and attention to come and hear me speak. And so I have to be able to deliver for them something they can take back to practice on the next working day. It's all about them. And to Joanne Jones, she changed my life. And I can't ever repay her or thank her enough. Mentorship is important.
It is. And Vanessa Emerson said that very same thing to me at my very first speech. And I always think about that. That's really life-changing when you put it in that perspective.
It is. And I think you hear it, but you actually have to hear it and internalize it and realize they had choices. The audience had choices on what they wanted to do with their time, their money. And so we want to bring the most value that we possibly can for them.
Yeah. And even if you just touch that one person, it can make a whole difference in their life. So
I absolutely agree. Yeah.
So what other lessons did your mentors teach you about leadership and serving others?
Oh, good one. So I guess like all of us, we've had people in our life that were not great leaders. And we've all thought in our heads, man, I never want to be like them, right? And it's truly a gift that they're giving us because we know what works and what doesn't. And so leadership to me, you would hear open door policy, you can always come, yet the door was mainly closed. Or if you shared something, they talked about you. So I want to find the positive on it. And I always think about, what's in it for them? What's going to make the workplace happier? What's going to make their job easier? What a gift that they came to share something. So the mentors along the way for me have been very open, confidential, and private about conversations that have gone on, not a gossip, and a true leaders. Very organized one-on-one meetings or a performance evaluation with that person's aspirations at the heart of it. So not always what's best for me, for the company, but if we don't have happy dental hygienists, happy team members, the patient care is going to be impacted. So if we take care of each other or one another, then they'll take care of the business. So I believe truly in a people-first culture. And I say that word every day, and it's not a cliche. When we take care of people, they take care of the rest. People first culture.
Yeah, I so believe in that. I believe in if you take care of the people that you employ, they will take care of the patients. And I have seen that throughout my career. When a dentist has been very generous and giving autonomy and supportive, you want to help them succeed.
You do. Yeah. And I love simple things like surprises for celebrations, teams that are doing really well. Maybe you have a goal and you've, hit it, or maybe the team's really gelled and tried super hard. So I'm a big believer in writing note cards. Thank you. It's a lost art anymore. We can send an email, send a text, but writing a note card to someone, thanking them for something specific they did. When one of us wins, we all win, and it's small moments that really keep a team close and together. It doesn't have to be a lot of money, but very thoughtful.
Yeah, I think a thank you card is huge. I actually carry those in my glove box just in case I need to thank someone. But yeah, I think that's wonderful to let people know. Because I think so many of us are walking around feeling unappreciated, and someone really is appreciating us. It's just not they're communicating it to us.
I agree. And we know that, dental practices are stressful. And even so, a simple thank you at the end of the day for a great day goes a long way, right?
Yeah.
It's actions and more than words, but really acknowledging can really keep retention in your team and keep them happy.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I know we only scratched the surface about your new project, Hygiene Headquarters, which I'm so excited for you. But how can our listeners reach out to you if they'd like to talk to you some more?
I would love to talk to them. Thank you. So my email is Jen. It's JENN. So it's double N at hygieneheadquarters.com. So Jen, double N, at hygieneheadquarters.com. I am a networker, so if anybody has, questions, concerns, you're looking for a different role, you maybe want to be a mentor, you just have ideas, questions, I am so here from you. I love our industry, and Christine, I really appreciate this opportunity to come on your amazing podcast. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to the DSO Hygienist podcast. Please follow or subscribe to be alerted of new episodes.